We tend to think about what we eat, kale or cake, quinoa or croissants, but when we eat might be just as crucial, especially for gut health. The emerging science of chrononutrition, which explores how food timing interacts with the body's circadian rhythms, is shining new light on the gut microbiome as a surprisingly rhythmic organ. Yes, your microbes have a schedule, and feeding them at the wrong times could throw them off, just like jet lag. The concept is simple but powerful. Just as your brain has a sleep-wake cycle, your gut bacteria follow a daily pattern of activity that's closely tied to your eating schedule, hormone levels, and light exposure. And this means your choice of a bedtime snack might be doing more than calming late-night hunger. It might be synchronizing, or scrambling, your microbial ecosystem. At night, your body winds down, and so does your digestion. The intestine becomes less active, gut permeability increases slightly, and melatonin starts whispering signals that it's time for rest and repair. But here's the twist. Not all foods interfere with this process equally. While a nighttime slice of pizza might leave your microbes grumpy and bloated, a plant-based snack like a handful of pistachios can actually work in harmony with your gut's nighttime agenda. Emerging studies suggest that fiber-rich, minimally processed plant foods consumed in the evening may support microbial rhythms rather than disrupt them, in part because they ferment slowly, promote beneficial short-chain fatty acid production overnight, and don't trigger sharp blood sugar spikes that disrupt hormonal balance. Nuts, particularly pistachios, are at the center of this story. Unlike refined carb snacks that digest quickly and spike glucose late at night, when your insulin response is naturally weaker, pistachios are high in fiber, healthy fats, and prebiotic compounds that your gut bacteria gradually ferment. This means they provide a slow trickle of energy without flooding the system, while also feeding butyrate-producing bacteria that help maintain gut lining integrity during the more vulnerable nighttime hours. In some small trials, evening nut intake has even been associated with improved fasting glucose levels the next morning and better overnight insulin regulation, benefits that seem to come not just from the nutrients themselves, but from their timing and the microbial response they provoke. Circadian biology also tells us that the gut microbiome isn't static. Its composition and behavior change across the day. Certain bacteria peak in the daytime, others at night, and these shifts are tied to feeding and fasting cycles. Disrupting these cycles, through irregular eating, late-night heavy meals, or constant snacking, may flatten these microbial rhythms, which has been linked to metabolic dysfunction, inflammation, and impaired glucose control. In contrast, consistent eating patterns and fiber-rich meals later in the day seem to help preserve these microbial oscillations, which supports better metabolic alignment. There's also something uniquely beneficial about ending your eating window with plant-based components. Fiber and polyphenol from foods like nuts, legumes, and berries promote the growth of beneficial bacteria that dominate during the gut's rest and repair phase. These bacteria not only help produce anti-inflammatory compounds, but also play roles in nutrient recycling and gut barrier maintenance, critical processes that tend to occur while you're asleep. It's a kind of overnight microbial maintenance shift, and giving your gut the right materials, not a late-night sugar bomb, helps ensure they get the job done. This doesn't mean you need to snack before bed, but if you do, the composition and timing matter. A small, plant-based option like pistachios, a spoon of yogurt with flax, or even a few roasted chickpeas could help support your gut's nocturnal rhythm instead of sabotaging it. The goal isn't just avoiding disruption, it's feeding the right microbes at the right time so they can do their best work when your body is primed for restoration, not digestion chaos. So yes, there's now a case to be made for the evening snack, but only if you treat it like a tool, not a loophole. With the right ingredients and timing, you're not just calming your hunger. You're reinforcing the circadian symphony playing quietly inside your gut, helping your microbes stay in sync, and your metabolism too.